What's good, people? We back at it for another episode. You know what it is? What's the word with LG Mental Podcast? Um, as always, I'm the host with the most LJ. Back in here for another week. Yeah. Um, and I've had gave some thoughts in the past about a particular subject um, that I had major doubts about that I wasn't into, and um, I might have changed my tune a little bit about it. Um, and this is gonna relate to my word of the week. This is gonna be a little later in the episode, so I'm gonna get to that. That might be the last thing I talk about. So yeah, initially wasn't completely sure, had doubts, but some recent things. I've talked to a different few people about it. Um, yeah, and I think I might have changed my mind on it. I'm not completely sure, but I think I might have changed my mind on it. But yeah, I'll get to that in my word of the week. But first, before I get to that, what I want to talk about is there's a versus battle this past weekend on Easter Sunday. We had Good Friday, Good Weekend, or whatever, and then yeah, Easter Sunday and versus battle between very, very, very legendary two groups between Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire. It don't get no more legendary than that. I don't care what age bracket you in. That's before my time. They still make music to this day. Music is timeless, man, and I love both of them. Um, and I talk to my mom or people older than me and be like, "What you know about that? You know how it is. People older than you, and they feel like that's their music, or whatever." But I love Earth, Wind, and Fire and Isley's. Um, and both are extremely legendary. They had Steve Harvey as the host, which is, and he was losing his damn mind because he was just, I think, really in awe to be there. And he just, you could tell. In the comment section, the IG live, people say, "Oh, Steve, stop talking, and leave that man alone." That man act like a kid again, because this is his two favorite. I'm sure it's some of his favorite groups of all time. But yeah, Steve Harvey was wild. He, one minute he dissing hip hop, the next minute he bigging him up, saying like created so many millionaires, which is true. Creating so many millionaires in hip hop, but I was like, yeah, this is real music, and he even poured some liquor out for the dead homies. That was wild to see him do that. My last he poured liquor out. I thought it was wild that he did that, but yeah, it was a great battle. Played some of my favorites. Ah man, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Initially, I thought before the even battle started, I'm thinking Isley's. I know I love Earth, Wind, and Fire too. I'm like, Isley's got this, regardless. But then I forgot some of the records that Earth, Wind, and Fire got. Um, yeah, it was pretty incredible. When I heard that the Boogie Wonderland and Reasons, and when I heard Let's Groove, I'm like, oh man, I don't know, like Earth, Wind, and Fire got a couple, definitely took some of them rounds, especially that Let's Groove. Yeah, man, I'm like, yeah, they got this round, but I think the second half, and it's normally 20 songs per set, but I think they went a solid 25. That battle lasted a real long time, longer than I thought. I think they went a good 25, and they got way more hits than that. 'Cause they've been around for so long. Um, but yeah, when I heard Isley's, yeah, the second half, I think it was pretty much over at that point, because Isley's, I was waiting for them to get there between the sheets, and they finally played that. Summer Breeze, which is one of my favorite records by them. And I saw also in that comment section in IG Live, people kept saying they want to hear Contagious. I didn't think they were gonna play that song. Not only because it featured R. Kelly, who everybody's supposed to hate right now, but that's like a later record in their careers, and I didn't think they would play it, but they did. I actually love that song, and I didn't know R. Kelly wrote the record though. I didn't know he wrote the whole song and produced it. And obviously he has little parts where he sung on the record as well. And I heard D Nice said that he cut the part before R. Kelly came on purpose. It would be awkward for some people because I know a lot of people not comfortable with listening to R. Kelly, and for good reason. Um, and that's a whole nother topic. I mean, I know we all supposed to hate R. Kelly right now, but we can't deny that this man is one of the most talented musicians of all time. And if we just talking strictly R&B, I don't think nobody can mess with R. Kelly. If we talking just R&B, if let's say hypothetically there was a versus battle with R. Kelly and anybody else, I don't think anybody could touch him. It would be a complete wipeout with anybody. I don't care who it is. Anybody R&B, ain't nobody messing with him. Like, let's be completely clear on that. And there's been some great groups, great solo artists, R&B. R. Kelly will wash all of them if we being totally real about it. Like, yeah, I mean, but yeah, I love that record, Contagious. It's a dope record, especially like the storytelling and the video was great too. Um, but yeah, I'm thrilled about it. It went on much longer than I thought it would. And they took a little recess for 10. They said for 10 minutes, but it ended up being it felt like half an hour. But and even between that set, nice play some great music in there. But that was a great battle. And this versus is taking over, and I wonder what they gonna do after the pandemic. I think they heard. Don't quote me on this. I think they said they might have people like audiences attend after this pandemic is over with the verses, which would be very dope. I would be down for that. If they had people on stage the versus battles and people attend them, yeah, that would be huge if they took it to that after the pandemic. But we gonna see. But we got some good ones coming up too. I don't know the next one coming up, Redman and Method Man. I'm definitely excited for that. Love both of them. Love both of their catalogs. I'm gonna give my thoughts on that at a later date on who I think will win. Will win rather. Because that's the next one coming up. I think SWV is supposed to battle. I don't know who. But I think that's coming up as well. I think SWV and Escape actually is supposed to come up, and that's gonna be good too. Yeah, this versus thing is doing this thing, so they keep that going. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about before I get into my word of the week is I want to talk about DMX, right? Well, wishes to DMX. It's a very sad situation right now. If you haven't heard, DMX is in the hospital right now. I think he's in a coma, very critical state right now, where he's fighting for his life. Apparently he did some overdose on, I don't know what kind of drugs he was taking. I have no idea. I know DMX has struggled in the past where he was clean for a minute and then dipped back in the drug. DMX has been through a lot. This man been through a lot. And throughout his life, throughout his career, personally, professionally, like DMX has been through a lot, been through the ringer. And he came back, stood tall, and being completely real, DMX is one of the greatest rappers of all time. I thought he was a great actor too. Like DMX is one of the most talented people of all time. I don't know where I would rank DMX all time, but he's definitely up there. And I really hope that he pulls through and is able to be well again. I heard heard he was close to being brain dead at one point. But I really hope he pulls through. Um, it's a sad situation. I know they had like a prayer session for I think yesterday for DMX outside the hospital he was at in White Plains, New York. But yeah, I really hope DMX pulls through because he will pray for anybody for one, and it's just crazy. It's too bad. I don't know what type of drugs, man. I'm not even gonna speculate on what type of drug he was taking, what he allegedly OD'd on. I don't know, but hopefully he pulls through. He's been through a lot, and hopefully he's good and gets things on track where he's going. There's a video circulating around. This ain't the first time it's been circulating around about old DMX footage of how he pulled in a crowd. I don't know what city he was in. I think he might have been overseas somewhere. There's a video of him, I think, early in his career where like you can see the crowd, look like the crowd went for miles. That is insane how many people was at this damn outdoor concert festival, whatever it was. It's insane how many people this dude attracted. It was absolutely mind-boggling. It looks like there was more people to fill up like an arena. I think one of the biggest NFL stadiums, the AT&T Stadium, fills up at max capacity about 100,000 people. And at this concert outside, it looks like it looked like it might have been more than that. I'm not sure, but it looks like, yeah, that was absolutely insane how many people was outside there. That goes to show you the effect that DMX had. Not everybody could do that, I don't think. There's only certain people that could do that, I think. But DMX got a great catalog for one, musically. I'm probably gonna be listening to DMX sometime this week. In the car, might probably have him put him in my workout playlist probably. But yeah, he need to be celebrated while he's still here. Hope he pulls through. Hopes he makes it. It's a really sad situation around that right now, and y'all need to be lifting DMX in prayer for real, because it's really hope he pulls through. So, last thing I'm gonna talk about before I get to my word of the week and what I was talking about earlier about how I might have had a change of heart. Before I get to that, let's talk about a rare situation. Apparently, sometime this past week, there's a rare unopened Super Mario Brothers the original Super Mario Brothers cartridge, never touched, had the original packaging, unopened, sold at an auction for $660,000. 600 for a cartridge that probably cost back then. I don't know what games cost back then. Like games now are $60, but I think back then games might have been like $20, $30, something like that. But yeah, an original packaging unopened. That's just crazy. A man, I guess the story is he received it as a gift, a Christmas gift, and I guess put it away in a drawer and never touched it for 35 plus years because it came out in 1986, the original version of Super Mario Brothers, and it was never opened. I'm thinking he probably already had the game, and it just never was touched. Because I would think any kid would have opened that right away if the person was a kid back then. But yeah, he probably already had it, and like, I don't need that. But wow, if that's the case, if it worked out for him, he got paid big time. Yeah, and I know people look for rare things like that that's worth a lot of money. And yeah, I would definitely expect something like that to be worth a lot of money. Especially when something is unopened. Forget if you have in the game, but you never even opened it, which has I guess it was wrapped differently than some of the later versions of the game, like had different type of bubble wrap or packaging that's what made it extra rare. Um, but yeah, that's pretty incredible, and it just make you think. You go through your old, like, especially from back in the day when you were a kid, them old comic books, old baseball cards, basketball cards, worth a lot of money. I know the original. It just made me do some research too on what else was worth that kind of money. Like, especially those where I know the original, the first ever Spider-Man comic book, the Amazing Spider-Man comic book, the rare version of it. Uh, that's worth over like $1.3 million, 1.1, 1.3, somewhere around there. If you got a comic book like that, that's worth a lot of money, especially if it's unopened. I'm not sure what's the worth if it's open, but I know it's anything like that is rare. If it's never touched, if it's still in the original packaging, that's what creates the uh, to make it even worth even more money when it's unopened like that. I know the original, I think it's Batman comic book, any type of rare. I know there was this particular, I think Silver Surfer comic book too that was worth that kind of money. But any type of like, yeah, I know people are selling basketball cards right now. That's still, you would think nowadays that wouldn't be, but that's still the case. Like, that stuff like that is worth a lot of money. These collector's items is worth it. People are willing to pay a lot, dish out a lot of paper for that. Um, Even like some of the Pokemon cards from back in the day, that's kind of rare, like those rare Charizard cards. I had, I think, one of those rare Zapdos cards back in the day. I had one of those, but I think I lost it in a trading with something. I remember I definitely had that card though. It was one of the rare Zapdos cards that just kind of hard to find. And I remember when you bought them too, when it was hot to get the Pokemon cards. It came in the packaging. You didn't know what you was getting. I think there was like a few that came in a pack, and you don't know what you get until you take them out the pack. So it was kind of random, and you playing kind of a guessing game. um, so it was kind of fun. I remember back then, but it was kind of annoying because you might not get the rare cards. You might get some whack cards that's not, for one, not that strong if you're doing a battle, but not worth that much either. So, but I remember that rare one card, and I think I remember seeing too online that people got the rare Charizard cards and everything. It's just crazy what these things is worth. Actually, it made me think. I need to go through some of my old comic books and see which ones is rare. I still got some too. I need to go through those and see which rare ones that's worth it. It just made me think, and it should make you think. Go through your old, if you got any old baseball cards, any old, maybe any old video games. You know that could be rare, hard to find. I remember, I think even too, like the original Marvel versus Capcom 2 um, disc. Cause at one point that was, I know everything, like they got these games is easier to, it's on these newer systems, you can download the emulator, but I think the certain disc it was a blue disc. Um, that one is super rare to find, and that was worth some money. I know at one point too. But yeah, anything like that, any type of comic book, even games, even cards like baseball, basketball cards, that stuff can be worth some money. Those particular ones. So yeah, go through your stuff, go through your old closet, maybe your attic, check your Let me see. You might be able to get some money off of that. Who knows? Go through that stuff and see. It made me want to go through some old stuff and see because I've definitely got some old comic books. That could be worth something, but I gotta check and see. Uh, but okay. So now, word of the week is reimagine. The reason why is what I was talking about earlier is this daggone vaccine, right? Um, I think I might be having to change a heart of it. When I talked about it before, I was completely against it. I wasn't sold on the idea. I still think it's all propaganda and this is all a setup by the government. But obviously, it just made me think, like, right? Because we know this COVID is still in the atmosphere. We still know it's people still getting COVID. And I tested positive for COVID back in October. That was when I came back from Mexico. Um, I had multiple. I've had probably four tests after that, and they've all been negative. So I'm thank God I don't have COVID anymore. So I've tested negative since. I no longer have it. I haven't had it since. Uh, but this vaccine, it made me think. I've talked to a few people I know that's gotten the vaccine, and it's people are good. I know people are getting it before they go out of town or whatever, and I might be having to change the art on it. I'm not sure yet. They just announced in my area that they got the Johnson & Johnson one available, so I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna get it, but I might be having to change an art, changing my tune a little bit on it because if we can do something to keep us safe, and but I also been reading the side effects of it, and I know they say muscle, you can have muscle pain for a day, create fatigue, you could feel tired. I'm not sure the duration of it. I don't know if the effects are different between the one shot vaccine or the two shot one. I'm not sure if it's different. But I was reading some of the symptoms of it. Um, those are some of the main ones. They said in rare cases it could create an allergic reaction with some people if you have certain allergies. So be mindful of that. So if you are going to get the vaccine, just make sure you read. Just do your research on that. If you think it could affect you or not, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure everyone getting it, but I've kind of because before I was completely against it. Um, but I've known quite a few people that have gotten it, and I don't believe in monkey see, monkey do. I'm gonna get it just because I know people. I've never been like that. I've never been a follower. But it's good. It's just good to hear people because you want to know what the effects are, right? If you're gonna get something like this, something new, but it's also not something that's currently approved, right? Because there's still it's a new process. It's a new way to fight this COVID. So it's still information we don't know about it, right? And if there's this new strain of COVID, is it gonna work against that? So I still have some skepticism, but I've changed my tune a little bit on it. So I'm rethinking it, reimagining. So that's why my word of the week is reimagine because of this damn COVID. So yeah, but we gonna see how this play out. But yeah, after hearing more people I know that's been getting it, I'm not. I might be changing the tune a little bit. Not might. Who knows? Maybe I'll get it. Maybe I won't. But I've been thinking about it more often than not now. Um, cause we gotta do something to fight this. And this is not the first time the world has experienced a pandemic. It's the first time in basically everybody's living lifetime. But throughout the world, we had the flu, the Spanish flu. Um, Obviously, we've had other smaller versions like the bird flu. We've had Ebola. We've had different pandemics. This is the one biggest one in many years, obviously. Uh, but hopefully we can create some sense of normalcy again, where we can go out, outdoor activities, different, we can hold different events, um, go to music festivals, go to the cookouts again, have big outdoor cookouts. Um, yeah, I'm ready to get back outside and even like open these amusement parks back up, all that. Hopefully this I don't know. I don't know. I'm not encouraging people to get the vaccine. All I'm saying is be mindful if you do get it. Be aware of possible risk factors if you got any allergies, allergic reaction, or whatever. Just saying. I'm changing my tune a little bit. Not saying I'm gonna get it or not get it. Who knows? I might end up getting it. Who knows? But just been thinking a little differently lately. So we are going to see. But so that's is going to be it for me today. Um, you know what it is. I'll be back for another episode next week, and just on everything. So yeah, remember, go through your old stuff. Maybe you got to go back to your. Maybe you got some old stuff at your mama house, your grandmama house, or some your old attic. Uh, your attic or your closet somewhere. Go through your stuff. See if you got some old comic books, some old video games, baseball cards, something like that. Pokemon cards, whatever. It might be worth some bread. So see if you can get you some money off that. I know I'm gonna do it. Whenever I get the chance to. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Remember to stay blessed, stay safe, and wish everybody the best. And so I'm out.